welcome to another lecture of mathematics and rational and irrational numbers. We have already started. Let's take up some questions from it. And many students had asked some questions that if a given number is there, how to convert that into a check without actual division. So that question I will take up because some people had asked. So that one doubt of one student is helpful for others also. That is my priority, and on that note only I'll take up the question. Someone had asked me question number 6. So I'm taking up question 6 right now, as of now, from exercise 1.3. Now what does question number 6 says? Question number 6 says without actual division. Without actual division, first of all they are saying write down the denominator of the rational number 257 upon 5000. So rational number is given 257 upon 5000. Now see here 257 upon 5000 is given. Now what they are saying? They are saying that write down the denominator in the form of 2 to the power 5 into 5 to the power n. Now see here, if the question is telling us that write down the denominator in the form of 2 to the power m into 5 to the power n, can we judge something? What we can judge? We can judge that certainly since the denominator is expressible, in the form of what? 2 to the power m into 5 to the power n, that means what? That itself means that this will be a rational number which will have which type of decimal expansion? Terminating decimal expansion. Yes or no? Has the question asked also this thing? No, they have not asked. Only they have said you have to express the denominator in the form of 2 to the power m into 5 to the power n, where m and n are what? Integers. Now, the children, I am also telling you things that should have been told. Means that is being told and I am revising it basically. Now see, in that form of p by q, when the rational number is given, one more thing that I had made you learn and remember by numerous revisions in the class itself, and that was this p by q has to be in the simplest form. That means p and q will have no common factor other than 1. So whenever some fraction is given, please check whether this p by q is in the simplest form or not. 257 is not divisible by 5 nor 2, and let us check the sum of digits. 5 plus 2 7, 7 plus 7 14. That means it cannot be divisible by 2 or 5. That means there is no common factor. That itself means that they are in the simplest form. Don't think that big number is there, that means it is not in the simplest form. Alright, then what? Now let us take this 5000 and do the prime factorization. And since the question itself is saying express in the form of 2 to the power m into 5 to the power n, that means you only go for the prime factors 2 and 5. And that means what? So let's write this number here, 5000 here. 5000 and do the prime factorization starting with 2, 25, then 2, 1 is 2, 2 to the 4, 1 5. Then 2 6 are 12, 2 to the 4, 1 5, 2 5 are 10. Then 5, 1 is 5, 5 2 is 10, 2 12, 5 is 25. Then 5 2 is 10, 2 12, 5 5 is 25. And 5 5 is 25. And 5 1 is 5. Children, here you have to show. And also if you are finding some number is big, you need to show this. Now see, I have divided first by 2 and then by 5. From the inspection, visual inspection, you can see that 3 times 2 is coming. That means power of m in 2 will be what? 3. And power of 5 will be 4. Itself 625 is what? 25 square is 625. That means 25 is what? 5 to the power 2. So 5 to the power 2 to the power 2. That means 5 to the power 4. Okay. So what we'll write? We'll write, therefore 5000 is equal to 2 to the power 3 into 5 to the power 4. Yes or no? Clear? Something more the question is saying. Hence write its decimal expansion without actual division. Now see, children, whenever the question is saying find the decimal expansion without actual division, then what you will do? Basically, we will try to multiply them by a suitable number. See, whenever this question is saying, the question itself has been 5 there. That means, can you express it as a multiple of 10? Yes, you can. That means, right here, 257 upon 5000 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. Why 2 only? Because by multiplying with 2, it will become what? A multiple of 10. And what will happen then? So 7 2s are 14, 4, 1 carry, 5 to the 10, 1, 11, 1 carry, 2 to the 4, 1, 5. 7 to the 14, 4, 1, 5 to the 10, 1, 11, 1, 5. Yes. Upon 5 2s are 10 here and 3 zeros. Now see, some people will say, sir, you are multiplying. Yes, I am multiplying, but I am multiplying with a suitable number. So you can write one step here, multiplying the numerator and denominator by 2. You can write here, multiplying numerator and denominator by 2, which is equal to, now since here it is 4 zeros here, now whenever we are dividing by a multiple of 10, what happens? Where does the movement of decimal point take place? The decimal point move towards the left. And how many zeros? There are 4 zeros down. And how many digits are there at the top? 3 digits. What it will become? It will become 0.0514. This should be the answer. Let's verify this. Though it is an easy question, but still. And all the problems, you are most welcome to message me on the WhatsApp. But please mind the timing when you are asking things. Some people are so much particular about syllabus when only the second exercise is going on, third exercise. That also started itself. So please don't worry about the syllabus. As much is taught, only focus on that. 0.0514. That is the correct answer. That means here 0.0514 is the decimal expansion. What to write? Thus, the decimal expansion of 257 upon 5000 is equal to 0.0514. That is the answer. Clear to all? One more thing. Some people had asked me some questions that, sir, my answers are not matching at the back. So that was regarding the rational numbers. It is very probable, and see children, you are most welcome to ask any doubt. See, when you are calculating rational numbers, I think so many were absent during the classes, and those may be asking doubts. And if those are present also are asking doubts, no problem, you are most welcome to ask. That's why I'm telling it in the video itself, so that all are watching and all will be told, all will be known about it. See, in rational numbers, whenever question is regarding inserting a rational number or inserting two rational numbers, don't be focused only on the answer at the back. I will tell you one example. Only focus on the method itself. Suppose question is saying insert two rational numbers between 1 by 2 and 1 by 3. Now see here, we can only focus on the method. Someone can use this method, multiplying by a suitable number, like let us make it a multiple of 6 by 12 and 1 by 3 is what? Okay, so if you have to insert one number, so see here, 4 by 12 is one number. Can we insert, then another is, this is 6 by 12. If you have to insert one number, then can I say that there can be a 5 by 12 here? If you have to insert only one number. Yes. So see here, and one method can be, now see, I have got 5 by 12. So now see, if you calculate, suppose at the back of the book it is given, suppose that the back is given, suppose that the back of the book some other answer is given. How to verify it? See here, 1 by 2 is what? 0.5. 1 by 3 is what? 0.33 and so on. That means children, whatever rational number you are getting, and it will have value between this. Like 5 by 12 is what basically? 12, 4 is 48 and 2. 20, 12 ones are 12. 12 is 48, 20, 12 is 12 and 80. 12 sevens are 54. So 0.417. Now see, does 0.417 lie here in between? As long as the rational number which you have obtained, its decimal form is lying between the limits, end limits, starting and end limits, your answer is correct. And that way only your answer will be checked also, rather than getting the same answer at the back. So this is one method. Someone else can use which method? Someone else can use the method of a plus b by 2. What is that? So it is 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 by 2. Suppose one number you have to insert. So 3 plus 2, 5. 5 by 6 by 2. That means 5 by 12. This will also here same answer is coming. But you may get multiple different answers, but they should lie in this range only. That is only what you have to see. Is it clear to all? Then what next? Let me take one more question. Now what is given in the next question? Let us see. Seventh one, let us see seventh question. Seventh have I done or not, I don't know. The seventh I have not done. I given a hint for the eighth first part. Now see, it is saying write down the decimal expansion of 1 by 7. Now what is 1 by 7 basically? Without dividing also you can write here. Now see, here you have to divide. So don't write orally or in the air. Basically you have to write like this, 1. And you can use either method. 7, so here 0.1 will come. Point, so it will come 10. 7 is a 7. 3 comes here. 0, 7 for the 28. Again 2 comes here. Then 20, 7 to the 14, 60, 7 8 is 56, then 4, so again 40, 7 for the 35, now 5, then 50, 7 from the 49, it will come here, 49, after here continued, 49, what becomes 1 here, again become 10. So again you got the same thing. That means what? 1 by 7 value is 0.14285 and put a bar on that. And bar should start from 1 and end at 7. Or if someone is having a problem, another answer can be, or you can write 1 by 7 equal to 0.1, put a dot here, and then 4, 2, 8, 5, 7, and a bar here. This also you can go for it. Okay, that is the decimal expansion. Now what it is saying? Write down the decimal expansion. So, okay. Hence, write the decimal expansion of 2 by 7. Now, once you have got for 1 by 7, can we get for 2 by 7 also? So, 2 by 7 will be equal to what? 2 into what? 0.14285 You can put a bar on that also, or basically first you multiply and then write the answer. Or you can multiply it like that only. Are you getting the point? So basically you multiply with, now see what you have got, 142857, yes, multiply with 2. So what you will get, and put a bar on that again. So basically when you multiply this one, what do you get? 0.142857. So multiply here. So what you will get then? You will get, put a bar first here, is equal to 0. Now it is just pure multiplication itself. What you will get? 0.285714. 0.285714. Put a bar on this also. Then what else is they are saying? 3 by 7, 4 by 7, 5 by 7. And for 3 by 7 what will be? Is equal to 3 into 0.142857. Put a bar on this. So what is the value of that one now? If you multiply with 3, it will be 0.42 0.42857. 0.42. In fact, this is table 14 was a 14, 14 to 28, 14 to 42. So that table only will come. Only numbers are big and it is in the form of a decimal. 428571. 428571. Put a bar. Putting a bar is important. Then what else is there? 4 by 7 is what? 4 into 0.142857 bar. When you multiply this with 4, what will come then? 0.571428. 0.571428. Then 5 by 7 will be what? 5 into 0.142857. Put a bar there. So multiply with 5, what will happen? 0.714285. 0. And see, we are just saving time by multiplying it like that. Faster I multiplied on my own there only. 0.714285. 4285. And what third last is 6 by 7. So 6 by 7 will be what? 6 into 0.142857. Put a bar here. The value will be what? 0.857142. 857142. And put a bar. So that way we have finished this one. Question number 6 also and question number 7 also. And again I am telling you one thing, that while the exercise is going on, please feel free to ask me questions and I will be taking up that in the upcoming classes, and so that we can understand it better way and we can do also a lot of things. So that once exercise is finished, no more questions are remaining, that sir, I have not understood this or I have not understood that. Now, this is one type of problems. Another type of problem that will be coming in this exercise is inserting rational numbers. Insert rational number between root 2 and root 3, root 5 and root 7, all these things, or inserting irrational. Inserting irrational numbers between 1 by 2 and 1 by 3, 1 by 4 and 1 by 5, all these things are there. Like, okay, so you understood the pattern for irrational numbers. Irrational numbers will have non-terminating and non-repeating decimal expansion. That is the trick to understand. There are also some questions in which they are saying, tell whether the following numbers are rational or irrational. So always that P by Q form is okay, but you have to also understand that if that rational number will have a terminating decimal expansion or non-terminating but recurring decimal expansion, in that case also it will be a rational number only.